So we are here, just ready to look up, and we start connecting with the first guest we will reach via our Skype interviews. And I'm very pleased to welcome here one of our guests. He is Gregory Leonard, astronomer and part of the Catalina Sky Survey. So, Greg, welcome, and happy to meet you again, joining us Asteroid Day Live this year.
Thank you, Gianluca. It's a pleasure to be joining you again and celebrating Asteroid Day.
It's a pleasure for me to see you again. I remember we had a great time in a past edition of Asteroid Day, but I'm very, very curious to ask you what is happening there, what is happening in the sky, what you are seeing with your amazing telescopes there, part of the Catalina Sky Survey.
We have had a very successful year to date. We have a record-setting pace of near-Earth asteroid discoveries. It's not only the quantity of asteroids, but the quality as well. And that includes earlier this month, the discovery of the object known as 2018 LA, which is the third object in history to be discovered and tracked before impact.
Yes, I was really amazed to learn from the press about this discovery, because just finding something, just going to enter the atmosphere hours later should be quite exciting from your point of view. So how do you feel when you spot something so special crossing the sky so fast and so close to us?
Well, of course, we're thrilled to find any and all near-Earth asteroids, but the impactors are of particular interest because that's one of the main reasons we have the survey to begin with, is to be the eyes for the Earth for potentially hazardous objects. Now, in the case of 2018 LA, this was a very small object, maybe 2 to 3 meters, 6 to 8 feet across, and so it was harmless. However, as you mentioned, it did produce quite a light show when it detonated in the upper atmosphere over Botswana, Southern Africa, on June 2nd this year.
So I'm very happy that we could hear from you this great experience, and we will connect again with Catalina later on. So thank you very much, Gregory, and I'm very pleased to go back to Joseph and see what he's doing for us.
Yes, and I'm sitting here with kids from Differdange, from the primary school in Differdange, and they participated in the National Space Education Project called Living and Working in Space. And there are many interesting places in space, and they're not only asteroids, there's also Mars. And they chose to build a colony on Mars, and they tried to find solutions to problems that people would have on Mars. And here on the screen, we will soon see a picture of their space station that they built. It's a Minecraft game. It's really a colony where you can walk through, and so they are quite like architects. So, Mario, I have a question for you. What is the biggest challenge for architects on Mars? Also, was ist der größte Challenge von Architekten?
Sauerstoff.
Sauerstoff?
Sauerstoff, weil es am Mars nicht viel Sauerstoff gibt. Wasser, weil es nicht Wasser gibt, aber es gibt viel Eis. Und Ressourcen.
Und wie will ihr dann den Sauerstoff herstellen?
Mit Kohlendioxid, wir bauen eine Kuppel und bauen dran machen wir Beam. Und wir gehen, und sie kriegen Kohlendioxid und sie gehen als Sauerstoff.
So very interesting. They said the biggest challenge would be to have oxygen on Mars, and they have ideas like to create oxygen out of carbon dioxide, which is present on Mars, and they want to plant first a couple in a bowl and plant trees in it, so to produce oxygen on Mars. And so. So when you could go to space, could you imagine living there as expats so far away? Also kannst du dir vorstellen, so weit weg von deinen Kollegen zu wohnen?
Ja, ich kann mir vorstellen, weil das nicht immer neben den Kollegen sind, weil so müssen sie noch relax sein. Und es ist auch cool, an eine Station zu gehen, weil da lernen die noch andere Sprachen.
Okay, he said sometimes it's more relaxed to be far away from his friends, then you can chill better. And he said it is also very interesting when you meet a lot of people from different nationalities. So, and I pass over to Sabinije. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph. And it's so inspiring to listen to those small minds at the moment, but with great visions already. So now it's time for our first Skype call. We're going to head over to Austria. So I say good afternoon, Vienna, and a warm welcome to the live broadcast to Dr. Julia Walter-Rozjar, Professor Christian Korberl, and Dr. Ludovic Ferriere. I hope I pronounced that right. Good afternoon to you all.
Hello.
So tell us, share with us, what is happening in Vienna today in conjunction with Asteroid Day?
Well, we are happy to be once again a partner of the Asteroid Day, already for the 4th day here at the Natural History Museum in Vienna. We have, as you may know, the world's largest meteorite display in our museum. There's no other museum that shows more of these extraterrestrial guests. And the moon is a pure radar where we pick out signals that are reflected from the ionizing trails of meteors in the upper atmosphere. Put an antenna on the roof of the museum and visualize this in the meteorite fall. Tell people basically how we are bombarded all the time extraterrestrial matter. This is a world premiere. I don't think there is any other museum in the world as an active and live radar system.
We have a slight bad connection, but hopefully, Julia, do you have anything to convey as well?
Yes, sure. I'd like to add, in addition, the meteor radar and of public with public awareness to hazard space. It is also interest.
Okay, I'm sorry to break there, but we seem to be having problems with the sound, so maybe we can come back. But what I'd like to do is to hand over to my colleague, Lisa.
Thank you, Sabinije. And joining me now, we have Marcus Peyer from SES, which is a huge organization here in Luxembourg and one of their main space success stories. So you're also a sponsor for us, so thank you for that. Firstly, for our viewers, could you explain what SES is?
SES is the largest commercial satellite operator in the world, based in Luxembourg. So it's a proof for the fact that actually this very small country is a champion in space, is a competence center for space. And not only you see the youngsters that we just listened to, where you see a young competence center coming up, we are a competence center for running a very large space architecture since decades.
And of course, you've mentioned Luxembourg. Luxembourg seems to love space. We've got a huge initiative at the moment as well. How do you see your part in that in the future and how things will develop for your company too?
We see our part, first of all, in delivering services from space, in doing business in space, in connecting people from space on the Earth. Our video signals that cross our fleet and are distributed over the Earth, over the planet, reach more than 1 billion people every day, every minute. That is a huge reach, of course, and beyond that, we connect people from our satellites with fiber-like speed from space. So connecting people, connecting businesses is our main task. Of course, we are also a proof for the fact that mankind, if you want to put it a little pathetically, doesn't have to put the question actually whether we want to go into space or not or things like that. We are in space. We are operating a very large architecture far out there since 30 years. So it's not the question whether we go or not, it is the question where we go further. How do we go beyond? And the Asteroid Day is an example where actually we discuss how to go beyond.
And just thinking about that, you have such a long history of success in space. There's many, many companies coming up now, not really in competition, but many different types of satellites as well. And so do you see any competition out there, or do you see it as a collaboration?
Indeed, there is a revolution going on in space technology, on rockets and on satellites. And the demand for connectivity that people have on different continents the demand, the need to still connect nearly 4 billion people who are unconnected on Earth today, that alone shows you that the competition will be very healthy and needed, because we need to accelerate really to get this job done and connect people. So there's enough space and place for technology and business out there for all of us.
And we just want to finally thank you as well for being a sponsor and a real stalwart behind Asteroid Days. Thank you for coming in as well, live in the studio. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll hand back to Brian for the next panel discussion.